3, 2, 1, go.
Hello la team, c'est Inès Carmel pour Askip, on va faire le Mag Backstage. Askip, j'arrive toujours à vous dénicher de bons plans. Et aujourd'hui, ne dérogue pas, je vous emmène avec moi en immersion dans les coulisses de l'avant-première du film de Wu-Tang, la Wu-Tang Experience. Suivez-moi.
My name is the RZA from the almighty Wu-Tang Clan. It's a privilege to be here tonight at Red Rocks.
Écoutez to me lyrics. Means listen to my lyrics, right?
That's nice. Baguette, oui, oui, you know.
Ça va, bon, très bien. Hey yo, it's for RZA, Askip, Positive Radio TV. Peace. Why your mic sound loud in the minds, man?
So I've got one question for you, RZA, because it's such an honor having you in my mic. I mean, definitely. You're from 1993. I was born in 1994. So explain me your story in cute sentence.
A generation grew and they heard it, and they heard the musicality.
We put in a lot of work, man. People don't understand that. This wasn't easy.
This is surreal. Words can't describe it. You have to experience it.
I'm just saying, I strive to be inspiration to the world. My goal is to inspire people. That's been my mission since I had the recognition that I can. I continue just to do that. So whether it's through music, film, or books, the RZA is here for inspiration.
The Wu can't be out there trying to do the same thing that we did 20 years ago.
Colorado Symphony Orchestra, Colorado Red Rocks.
It just raises the bar of creativity.
But at the beginning of Wu-Tang Clan, did you imagine the empire you bring actually to the world because you inspired the world? Did you imagine that?
I think that, yes. Some people say they don't know. Blessed with the vision to see that if I follow that, it can be global, you know? And so I always felt that way.
If you had one recommendation to the young generation, they knew you and they also don't know you, what was?
I would say persistence overcomes resistance. Gain knowledge of yourself. By knowing yourself, you can know others. And master your craft, you know? Master what you do. Master yourself, master your instrument, master your beat machine or your DAW, whatever you're doing. And then one last thing I would say is, at best as you can, strive to be original. You know what I mean? There's no need for me to go in the store and there's 20 bag of plain potato chips. I don't need that. Somebody better make a jalapeno potato chip to make it a little different, you know what I mean? I think music is that way, right? If you put on Bach or Mozart or one of them, you're gonna feel the emotion of that time, and it's gonna sound good depending on what system. So hopefully Wu-Tang has created an arcading of music, something that will continue to last and make your day feel good. Music is that way. A song is 3 minutes, right? But in 3 minutes, you could make that ride better or make cleaning up your house feel better, you know? And Wu-Tang could be that 3 minutes and bump. But hopefully, bro, it's just because it's good. And if it's good, it's always gonna be good.
He's a genius.
I think spiritually that the young should always study the holy books, whether it's the Bible, the Quran, or the Bhagavad Gita, or the books of Buddha, or the Hakaguri of Japan. I think that the young should always study the books because piety is important. And I think we may be in a generation where piety is not part of the diet. And we gotta get, I would advise young people to do that, you know?
So I just want to know when you're going to join politics. So, you've been through a lot, so when are you going to apply to the White House?
Well, politics, look at the word, bro. Poly, meaning many. Ticks could be tactics or tricks. And I'm not playing no tricks out here. On chess, right? There's a king, there's a queen, and then there's a bishop. The bishop actually represents the spiritual voice. So, like in America, they say we separate God from state. But yet, when we pledge allegiance to our flag, it says one nation under God. So the equation is all leaders should have a spiritual advisor beside them. That bishop needs to be beside that leader. And when leaders start thinking that way, then maybe people like me, you, or artists can be a voice of reason that's giving them not just a technical capitalist or communist or socialist view, but a spiritual view that actually resonates with the people, you know what I mean? So that's my point of view, all right? We're gonna find out if this is gonna be a night to remember or a night where RZA needs to shut the f up and just stick to hip hop.
I mean, you're such an inspired guys, and the Wu-Tang Clan are inspiring the whole generation. I mean, did you imagine that you're inspired the whole generation, and you think the inspiration you get been like still here actually to this generation? The Kung Fu generation, their historic things, cultural things, and everything.
That's Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang is for the people. Put your Wu-Tang W's all the way up in the sky.
Yeah, I think it's, we say Wu-Tang is forever. Right, so it's not just because of us, it's because of those who've been inspired by us. So, I saw recently the hip-hop artist Joey Badass, you know this guy? Yeah, so when he was studying hip-hop or he was on his way up, he paid a visit to me, right? And I shared my knowledge with him the same way Isaac Hayes and Quincy Jones shared their knowledge with me. So I think that the inspiration, of course, we have the music of Wu-Tang that you can always go back and listen to our albums, and you can find, you may have a problem as a youth, you may be going through a problem at home with your family, you may be going through a problem with drugs, you may be going through a problem with communication. I'm sure we have a lyric for that, you know what I mean? But also, if we don't have the lyric, then you could turn to some of our peers and you'll find that they are living it too. You know what I mean? They're going through that experience. So whether it's a young artist like Joey Badass or an artist like A$AP Rocky, right? They also have been touched by the inspiration of Wu-Tang, and therefore they translate it to their audience, like Logic, for instance, Yeah. Fear can be a state of nervousness, right? That they will say it's only really fit for children because men shouldn't be nervous. That's what Marcus Garvey wrote. But in art, they say you should always have a little fear. Some of your biggest artists, before they walk on stage, they scared, right? And it's the overcoming of that fear and that adrenaline that builds you to a higher level. You see what I mean? So if you have a fear, transmute that energy to adrenaline to make you stronger. And as far as who understands you, who don't understand you, right? If I say Bésame la mucho, do you know what I said? That's one of the biggest songs in the world. But it's a Latin song, right? but it's just the tonation sometimes. Don't worry about who do or who don't understand, because those who understand just want to understand. But when it comes to music, right? I don't know what Jack Brel was saying, bro. I sample French artists. I know what the fuck he was saying, bro. You know what I mean? But the tonation, the musicality. So I'm telling you that overcome your fear by turning that shit to energy. Write a song every day. Write every day. I got books that may never be heard, but it's because I exercised that muscle. By the time I was heard, it was like, yo, he's good. Wow, he was in the gym every day writing. And the last thing I can say to you, bro, is start. The biggest thing about a journey, it takes the first step. Once you make that first step, you're on the journey. 100 steps later, you're like, oh shit, 1,000 steps later. You know what I mean? Everything begins with a step. If there's a pile of shit right here, right, I can smell it. But as I walk away from it, and the further I get away, I can't smell it no more. If I go even further, I can't even see it. Take that as a jewel.
It's Ines for Askip Media. My question is simple. What's next? What's definitely the next for you?
When you see cinema, right? Everything is in a movie. You got sound, you got fashion, costume design, set design, production design, music. All these things come together to make a film. So you will see me, as well as you'll see my co-director, GB. We're gonna continue to make movies and films for you, because when you listen to a hip-hop album, you get a lot of information. It passes through your head, listening to music. But when you can see it and hear it, that multiplies the experience. This is why the movie is called a Wu-Tang Experience, because you can see it and hear it, you know what I mean? And get a story. So watch out for me making cinema. I'm coming like the Black Tarantino. Well, actually, I had a trailer on the movie for my new film called One Spoon of Chocolate.
All right, Pop.
Hopefully they will put that in movie theaters in Paris as well. It's my new masterpiece. Yeah.
God instructs us to prepare.
If you want to live, I suggest you leave this town immediately.
Still in the field.
I can stand here and fight for what's mine.
Liberation is one of the commandments of God. He who has prepared to enter the kingdom shall enter the kingdom.
If you had a whole glass of milk and you put 1 spoon of chocolate in it, it changes the whole glass of milk. And that's the kind of thing that art can do for you and for your mind and for your life. Just 1 spoon of it can make your day turn differently, you know what I mean?
That was a magnificent display of the Mandingo style.
Right, now witness my... He who seeketh shall find. He who knocketh.
And so my film is like a play on that type of idea. And hopefully the whole Wu-Tang, when you listen to Wu-Tang, you hearing not just the experience of black culture, you're hearing the Asian culture mixed in. You're hearing the punk rock culture mixed in. You're hearing the to be quite frank, Native American, Hindu, Buddha, you know what I mean, Islam, Christian, all these energies, comic books, sci-fi, kung fu, all these energies are mixed together to give you that Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? So we always put a spoonful, okay, just put 1 spoonful in, all right?
Did you imagine the priority you got from the French public? I mean, you won't spare the whole life, the interval at your mind. Did you expect that, like from the French public?
I don't know if I expected that or not, but I think when something is pure and original, that it attracts. So I'm honored that the French audience and the brothers and sisters out here accept Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? So we're honored for that. And yeah, it's you know, it's universal. So yeah, but I am happy that I've been coming to France for years, and it's always been love here.
Oh my God, we love you. May God bless you, RZA. May God bless you. Oh my God, guys.
Life itself is inspiration. So, yeah, life itself is inspiration. Every day I see something. When I leave here, I'm going to be in Paris for 4 days. But when I leave here, I'm going to leave with something else. Something to talk about, something to feel, something to express. You know, I just for the first time noticed one of your churches here. I probably went by that church 50 times in my life, but this time I noticed that I guess the masonry of it and all the images that he put on it, the story of it is right on the church. Before, this looked like it was a design, but now I see that there's a story to it. You know what I mean? So life itself should be inspiration. And now that I saw that story, it's going to find its way into a lyric, or it might find its way into a Wu-Wear t-shirt, or whatever. It's going to find its way because we ingest, this is for all artists, we ingest life and we digest art.
The future is uncertain, but what is certain is that you could continue to do what you do and let that be what it be.
Enjoy this Wu-Tang experience.